Passion Jesus 60. Why did Christ save us by a sacrifice? 4 minutes. English translation of Passion Jesus 60. Why did Christ want to go through the sacrifice of the cross, to lead us to the sky? So here, we are touching here on something that answers a lot of questions, of which I will only give a few reasons. There are many others in St. Thomas d'Aquin. The first reason is written in the book of Isaiah in chapter 53. Christ wanted to take upon himself all the sins of ignorance, all the sins of weakness that we can commit. In fact, as we know, these sins, he allows them from the original sin, in order to avoid us pride, the only sin which leads to hell, namely blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. And so he becomes a sin and he dies saying, "This, I take it on me, it is not your sin." So the only sin we keep is the one we want to keep, this famous blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. So this is the case of a man who faces Christ at the hour of death, maintains that he is right and says that he is well in his sin. Second reason, Christ, who knows human nature, knows very well that whenever misfortune happened to him, we tended to offer him absurd sacrifices, just to calm him down, to appease him, because we said he must be mad at us. By offering himself, the Son, who is the eternal Son of God, put an end to this. There is no anger in God. If God sometimes strikes us, it is not by anger, it is to avoid pride, to shape our heart, to make it all humble, because it is an absolutely necessary condition for the goal which is promised to us. We will see it face to face. No one can see God without dying to himself. Third reason, and it is the most important I believe, it is that by doing this, Christ wanted to manifest once and for all the heart of the Father, namely, that if the Father, whose Son is image, of which the Son is the flesh of the flesh, we could say that metaphorically, sends his own Son to die for us, he reveals that everything that happens to us on earth, it cannot be to crush us. It can only be an infinitely loving God, an infinitely humble God, who dies in this way to prove to us what his heart is, who thus dies of a slave death. He wanted, by this sacrifice, to live all the pains that a man can live, including despair, my God, why have you abandoned me?" in such a way that we cannot say that this God is wicked, but that we say that this God, if he allows a certain time of purgatory on earth, it cannot be to crush us, it is necessarily to prepare us for something. So, fourth reason, we know that, looking at Christ, the way he died, we understand that we must follow the same path to go to heaven. So he shows us the way. He is the way, the truth, the life. All of these reasons, of course, show that one cannot be saved without the cross. By the cross we understand the heart of God, so if we know it, we can love it with love of charity because it is really known in our heart. The Protestants said, so if Christ died on the cross, he put an end to all the sacrifices and it is useless to make sacrifices. The Catholic answer is, no, because the alliance that Christ established is a marriage between husband and wife, and the wife, she follows the husband, she cooperates in her action, she do like him. This is why Christ invites us to take charge of his yoke, to carry the cross with him, and his yoke is light because, thanks to Christ, we know what it is all for.